Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about newly promoted Brentford and telling you why they could be ideal for your first FIFA 22 save. We're going to go through their history, their academy, their style of play, their new stadium that's going to be in the game, and their players, so you'll get a nice in-depth view into all areas of the club. Starting with the history, and Brentford have never actually won a major cup competition. The furthest they've ever got is the semi-final of the EFL Cup last year, and before that they've reached the quarter-final of the FA Cup on 4 occasions in 1938, 46, 49 and 89. They've in fact only ever won 5 trophies. They've won the Championship once, League 1 once, and League 2 3 times, so they definitely have a trophy cabinet that's waiting to be filled by you. Statistically, their best ever season was actually in 1930, where they earned 2.12 points per game and won all 21 home matches, so maybe that's something you can try and do eventually in the Premier League. Beat that points per game record and try and go unbeaten at home. It's still a national record which stands as of today, so they do have some history on records even if it's not in cup competitions. Going over to the academy, Brentford have actually ditched their academy because there was so many Premier League teams in London that were taking all the good players that they didn't really see there was any worth in having one. Instead, they bring in kids from released Premier League teams, usually around London, between 17 and 20 years old, and scout the world for similarly aged players. They have a huge amount of Danish and Scandinavian players on their team because their chairman, who's also a professional gambler, owns FC Midtjylland from Denmark. This means instead of using an academy, you should use that money to try and sign 17 to 20-year-old Scandinavian players from the Danish League, Swedish League, Norwegian League, also players from London teams that are maybe not quite good enough to play in the Premier League, but you can see they've got potential to get into your Premier League team. And just don't even bother signing a single youth scout because they don't actually have an academy in real life. There's no player contracted to Brentford under the age of 17. In February 2013, they did announce that they did have a partnership with an Icelandic club, UMF Selfoss, which means they could send youth and development squad players to Iceland. So this is maybe if you do decide to bring back the academy, if you are successful in the Premier League so you can compete with these bigger teams for youth players, maybe send a scout to Iceland, Denmark and England. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend you use the youth academy with Brentford just to try and keep it a bit more realistic to their unique style of transfers. From style of transfers to style of play now, and they do play a very attractive attacking style of football. This was integral to their transition from mid-table in the Championship, signing bargains and selling them on for more money, to being genuine promotion candidates for a couple of seasons in a row. They finished the last season as the top scorers with 79 goals, but it's not just attacking where Brentford are effective. No, they conceded just 42 over the whole season, meaning they nearly score 2 goals for every 1 they concede, which is always going to make you end up in a good position in the league. Somewhere else they've ended up recently is in their new stadium. The Brentford Community Stadium was built in 2020 and it replaced their old Griffin Park. It's a lot more of a modern stadium, more of a bold design compared to the traditional 4 pillars or 4 stands around the pitch that Griffin Park had, and it's quite a big improvement, not only on facilities but in terms of capacity as well. They've moved from the 12,000 seater Griffin Park to the 17,250 capacity Brentford Community Stadium, so hopefully that's going to be on FIFA very soon. Hopefully there's not a delay like there was with Ellen Road, and it can be added straight away on FIFA 22 so you can move in and enjoy your save. So hopefully now you've got a quick overview of what Brentford are and why they're so interesting to pick. We're going to go over the players, but let's have a quick recap of what we've learned so far. So we know Brentford have never won a cup competition. That can be one of your goals. They've never won the Premier League, and then they've only ever spent 5 seasons actually in this top division of English football. So again, another objective is maybe to spend at least 5 seasons and try and win the Premier League there. They don't use an academy, instead they sign players from different Premier League London-based teams and Denmark, so you know where you need to be signing your players from, and then you know what kind of style of play you're going to be playing at your new stadium, an attractive and attacking style of football with wing-backs and a target man striker. So let's go over to the players. As of the time I'm making this, the FIFA 22 database isn't out, so I'm just going to make some assumptions based on FIFA 21, the form of the players, and who I think is going to be upgraded. So your star man is of course Ivan Toney. He's a 76 on FIFA 21, but I can see him being a 78 or 79 on FIFA 22 by the end of the game. I really do think he's going to score quite a few goals in the Premier League, although not enough to put him in my fantasy football team. You are, however, going to probably want to sign a backup striker. Marcus Forss is good, he's got good potential, he's 21 years old, but he's only a 68 rated, so if your 76 rated Tony goes down, you're losing 8 overall instantly up front. They did used to also have Marcondes, who could play up front, but now he's been released and plays for Bournemouth, so you're definitely going to need to have a striker on FIFA 22. If you want to play a 4-3-3 with Brentford, which is probably the way to go, then the chances are you're going to play 2 central midfielders and either an attacking midfielder or a defensive midfielder. So defensive midfielder is pretty covered. You've got Christian Norgard and Vitaly Janelt, who are both pretty good, 72, 73 rated. Obviously not quite Premier League class, but then again, you've only just been promoted. In central midfielder, the standout is Josh Da Silva, who's a 73 with really good potential, the best in the team. In fact, only Mbuemo can come close. But in central attacking midfielder, you're very weak. You've got Saman Godas, Marcondes, who I said has left, and Jan Zamburek. So you're going to need to strengthen here because the best one of these is 71 overall. They've also brought in Frank Onyeka, who you're going to probably want to transfer in if you're doing this on FIFA 21, but on FIFA 22 he's going to be the absolute heart of your midfield. He has 82 potential, he's 6 foot tall with 90 sprint speed, 80 strength, 92 stamina, and a box-to-box defensive midfielder. So he's going to absolutely pin your midfield down. He's going to be your star player. He's going to hopefully be a little bit like Kante for you, with high interceptions, high pace, great stamina, good agility and balance. He'll also be one of your highest rated players at 76 overall, but he'll probably get a boost to 77, 78, somewhere around that, just so he's really good on Ultimate Team. As centre back, you're well covered as well. You've got Pontus Jansson, formerly of Leeds, Jamaican Ethan Pinnock, recent signing Christopher Ayer and Winston Reid, all very good players. Although they probably don't have Premier League talent, there are more important places for you to strengthen in your team. Going from FIFA 21, right back does seem to be a pretty big problem. You've only got Henrik Dalsgaard, who's now left the club to go back to Midtjylland, the owner's other team. You've got Mads Rosalav, who's a 64 overall, and that's all you have. On the left back position, you have only Rico Henry, who's a 74 with good potential. So left back, you're probably going to need to cover, and right back, you're going to need 2 new signings if you want to be Premier League ready. A place that Brentford have strengthened in real life is on the wings. You've got Brian Mbuemo, who's a 74 overall, who's been at the club for quite a while now, but they've also signed in Johan Visser from FC Lorient in France. He's definitely someone to check out if you are starting this on FIFA 21. Transfer him in because he's a 5'9" winger with good agility and really good pace. The kind that's going to be very useful in the Premier League, especially when you're going to have to counter-attack with the poor level of midfield you have on the squad. So there we go, that's a quick rundown of the team. Where you're going to need to strengthen is possibly a backup striker, 2 new right backs, a left back, possibly another centre midfielder, an attacking midfielder, and then maybe a backup winger who can play on both sides. So there is quite a lot to strengthen in this team. The budget will probably be around 20 to 25 million, I'd guess, going off recently promoted budgets on last year's game. So you really are going to have to work your magic in the transfer window, which is going to be fun because you do almost get to rebuild your squad before you even start the save, something I know everyone enjoys doing on FIFA. So hopefully in this video you've learned quite a bit about Brentford, their style of play, who they are, their history, and the players in the squad. If you enjoyed this video and you like this style of video more than some of my other ones I've made recently, please do let me know in the comments and leave a like on this video. Also, please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'll be making a lot of these throughout FIFA 22. As always, check out my links in my description if you want to join my Discord, follow me on Twitter, anything like that. And also check out my second channel, which you can find on my channel homepage, where I'm going to be uploading any FIFA 22 actual gameplay. So yeah, look out for that. This will be mainly for guides from now on. Thank you all for watching, see you in the next one, and goodbye.